Ben, I have no doubt that like Jarrett probably wanted a whole nother week off. But then he went and watched PE class last week, and I thought, nah, I better come back.
Yeah, I didn't want you to have to rope uh old mate back in there again, Mal. Like that would be rough.
Well,
The
I skimmed over the surface. Let's just put it that way.
Well, I think the biggest problem though was the introduction of DVDs into PE class.
Ah, the filthy inferior format.
The I'm just surprised that we didn't talk about the VHS tapes coming out that week.
I'd rather be talking about those. If you had, I probably would have had to have come back to address it. But yeah, no, I am back, and I'm back for Rod Williams also, hopefully to deliver a laugh and hopefully provide a laugh for him as well.
Yeah, for some context there, one person who truly does appreciate this segment very much.
Good old Rod. Good old Rod.
Good to see you representing there, mate.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, look, this bad boy. I mean, he's getting pretty worn out, but now he looks distressed and vintage. So I could probably wear it to Fitzroy, and I'm going to have people coming up and offering me $100 for the shirt off my back.
I like the sound,
and I'll take it.
Welcome,
free
back.
The nipple.
It's great to have you again for another week of PE class. What do we got on the slate for this week?
Well, it's. I won't say it's a big week. There's a key release this week that's somewhat huge, which is probably why all the majors decided they weren't going to release anything in opposition of it, which makes a lot of sense. And that's Dune 2, which I'm still disappointed was not released on June 2nd, but Dune 2, 4K Blu-ray DVD. The 4K and Blu-ray have Dolby Atmos, and the 4K and Blu-ray have special features. However, it's only 6 featurettes. So, or maybe no, 8 featurettes. Sorry, there's 2 extras. And they're like 7 to 10 minutes a piece. There's no commentary on this. This sounds like a double dip if there ever was one.
So hang on. The featurettes go for 80 minutes in total. That's how long the film should have gone.
Yeah. And surprisingly, no extended cut on this release either, Ben. So you'll be disappointed to hear that, I'm sure.
I was looking forward to that 15-hour director's cut of just the development of the desert.
Well, there was talk that he was going to do the supercut where they combine the two. So there's every chance they may do that and then throw in an additional 80 to 90 hours of additional footage.
Well, this does have a double pack coming too, yeah?
It does. You can pick it up with 1 and 2. However, I'm not sure with 1 whether all the special features are on the 4K disc or whether they were like spread out across the Blu-ray. And in this instance, the 4K is standalone. There's no Blu-ray component, but all the special features are on the 4K, which is good news.
Cool.
It's me tipping my hat.
I can't say I'm the biggest, this iteration of Dune fan, but who is buying this on DVD?
Yeah,
you'd be surprised.
You'd be surprised. It's probably the people that don't have streaming and they'll pick it up for like $20 odd at a retailer. And then it ends up on Marketplace 2 weeks later with a stack of other things that they pay
even the grannies who steal stuff from JB Hi-Fi on the regular should be taking Blu-ray.
Yeah, totally. But
I mean, you've seen like the JB Hi-Fi buyers groups and stuff like that. People that collect, they're still posting photos of the latest DVDs they've picked up. Like it's strange.
I get it.
Oh well, it's true.
That's all you've got.
Yeah, but nobody wants to be watching it. It's like, watching a Christopher Nolan film on a plane. It's like, why would you watch something of this magnitude on DVD? But anyway, it's good that it's there. I mean, the fact that we've got 3 current formats that are being stocked anywhere is surprising. We've never had that. Like, I mean, even when DVD kind of came out, VHS was only around for a few more years. So the fact that we've got 3 formats in DVD, it won't die despite my desire for it to just fade away fast. But anyway, it's not.
There's got to be a fear involved with it because, it is still performing. And so even though you want to kind of force people's hand and upscale, the fear would be that if you remove DVD, you've just lost an entire bracket.
Yeah, it does make sense. And I mean, the replication costs and everything would be so cheap to do. And why not? And I mean, the beauty of it is, as long as there's new release content coming out on DVD, DVD won't be perceived as being this, obsolete format, because clearly it's not, which will also keep the prices down on the DVDs in the thrift shop because they're still readily available, will be the perception. As soon as they don't make them anymore, suddenly the op shops go, hey, these are vintage.
Yeah,
These used to
that's
be
right.
50 cents or $1. Now they're $5 to $10
Yeah.
for
But
this
that's-
copy of Ocean's 11 Roadshow DVD, non-anamorphic. But it's got a beautiful picture disc. Look at that. Oh, it's got some
But
dice on it.
I think as long as the manufacturers charge 3 times the amount to produce Blu-rays as they do DVDs, like that price has only gone up since the invention of the format. It has not leveled out and come down. So,
and there's less and less replicators now too. A lot of stuff is being done offshore, which means that it carries logistics costs to get them over, minimum print runs. They need to know how much. And so if something is successful, say, for instance, Oppenheimer, when it came out on 4K and sold through, it was tricky to find. And people were flipping a standard edition of Oppenheimer for twice the value on eBay because the distributor underbaked how many units they thought it would actually sell.
Yeah, and look, just to play devil's advocate, and I do bang this drum a fair bit, when TVs that are big upscale the way they do, like the DVDs look pretty good, so...
Well,
I mean, I've been watching plenty of DVDs lately.
I agree. Like, they don't look too bad, but I watch them like this.
Well, I don't.
And they look great like that. I'm like, oh...
You got some issues.
It's the best way to watch DVD on 75-inch OLED is, it looks good. Though admittedly, I need to get a new prescription for my glasses because I was at the movies watching the new Planet of the Apes a week or two ago. And I just was like, oh, the screen's too far away. I wish I was at home. I could watch it on the OLED. It was at FOMO, this new cinema in Brunswick. And so even if I were to choose to sit in a Glen seat right at the front there, it's still quite a distance from the screen because it feels like there's an orchestra pit between you and the screen there. But it is a cool cinema.
Does that mean you're going to join us for these screens?
No, I'm going to get a new prescription. I'll tell you that much. And I'll tell you what, I'll be like, geez, this 4K Ultra HD is really good. But moving on, gents. So what else have we got coming out? Well, from Roadshow, but from Rialto Distribution, we've got Immaculate coming out on Blu-ray and DVD, which I think everyone somewhat enjoyed. But admittedly, I did watch The First Omen on Disney Plus last week, which I love saying I watched The First Omen on Disney Plus. And I personally think it was the better of the two films. I enjoyed it more. I mean, I love Nell Tiger-Free. I think she's a terrific actress, but I actually just enjoyed it. The set pieces were more grander.
Hang on, back it up. Yeah. I think you dropped out when you said which one you preferred.
Oh, The First Omen. I actually prefer The First Omen to Immaculate. Okay. I think they're good companion pieces, but I liked The First Omen.
So here's an interesting thing I want to bring up with you. I actually preferred Immaculate. However, I enjoyed both almost equally. But in talking about First Omen at work, did they rewrite the lore here? Because the whole concept of the jackal kind of got abandoned.
Yeah, no, they did. It's the male. Well, it's the jackal is the male, but it was the mother was the female, was the female jackal in the original Omen series. So they did rewrite part of that lore, but then they kept everything else
it flowed nicely
in line.
It sunk up really well. But it was only brought to my attention after the fact that the jackals kind of changed. I'm like, fuck, I didn't even pick up on that.
I only revisited the Omen not all that long ago, so it was still fresh in my mind when I watched it. What I did like about this film, and no spoilers, is the fact that it does lend itself to a sequel that's not a remake of The Omen, but a story that can happen concurrently to The Omen, which I'm all for. I hope if it didn't do theatrical, that it's doing numbers on Hulu and numbers on Disney Plus to enable the second one, because something of this production value, like it nailed the period aesthetic amazingly. I thought it was a lot of fun. I really enjoyed it. And if it does get a disc release, hopefully a 4K release with Atmos, because it was on 4K and Atmos on Disney Plus, and it looks spectacular. I'll definitely pick it up regardless. But Immaculate, the other nunsploitation movie that's coming out, is out this week. I don't know at this stage whether the local release has the special feature that is on the decal release in the United States. They're both dropping same time. I think we're getting our release on the Wednesday, obviously, and the US is getting theirs either on Tuesday or Thursday, but theirs has a commentary track with Michael Monaghan. But I don't know if we're getting that. So, I'll be keen to check it out once it hits store shelves.
We have an interview with him in 2 weeks' time on the show.
Oh, terrific. Excellent. He's a really lovely, and an absolute genre enthusiast. Like, he's reference points for doing... I mean, there's so many great things about immaculate in terms of some of the music choices, like using a Jarlet track from a classic film. I think it was the Red Witch Kills Nine Times, or some outrageously long title.
Italian title.
Italian title, plus where they chose to shoot certain sequences in the film. But yeah, it's great. That's coming out. Now, another title coming out from Roadshow, but from the Warner catalog, is American Sniper, and that's coming out 4K Ultra HD. Obviously, it's an older title, Clint Eastwood film. It's not one I'll be picking up. I've got it on Blu-ray in that outrageously large Clint Eastwood box set.
That's enough.
I don't need a double dip. Yeah, I've seen it once, and once was sort of enough. Plus, I'm not fond of that lead actor. I know that he had a certain amount of tragedy, but he's recovered and he's doing more of that King of bloody Mayor of Kingtown, whatever the hell it's called. Anyway, I'm not picking up American Sniper, but it is coming out in 4K Ultra HD with Blu-ray.
Hang on. You're talking about Jeremy
Renner, I'm getting them confused. Yeah. I hate them both. Sorry. Yes, sorry. Now Cooper. I am getting confused. Bradley Cooper.
Yeah.
They're both got people I don't
go
like.
Along with it though, because fuck Bradley Cooper.
Yes, and I get confused because Jeremy Renner did The Hurt Locker, which was a better film, I feel, but I still didn't love. And then Bradley Cooper, who they're my two least liked actors in Hollywood. I won't say I hate them. I just don't enjoy their presence in anything that I watch.
Talk about like going full Hollywood flog. Bradley Cooper has just kind of fucking gone over and above being a fucking fuckwit.
Oh, absolutely. Like he's outspoken, right, about things like the casting, well, not necessarily the casting of Cillian Murphy, but taking digs against, someone getting a role 3 months out from production when he got Oppenheimer. And the beauty was he took out the Academy Award for it, and poor old Bradley Cooper had spent 8 years learning some piano number or something in that instance. was lost, which was glorious. But I kind of expect that, once his star fades in like the next, 10 years or maybe even less, that he'll be outside a prominent politician's trial saying that he's the next Hitler, because I can totally see Bradley Cooper doing that.
Yeah, totally.
Okay, so moving on to Mad Men. Mad Men actually have 2 cool releases this week. The first one's The Master Gardener. Paul Schrader's The Master Gardener. I haven't seen this, but this kind of completes that trilogy that he did with First Reformed and what was the middle one? The Card Counter, which I really, really dug. So I'm looking forward to checking this one out. It's got Joel Edgerton in it as well.
Yeah, this shows how much I fucked up your segment last week, because I announced that on last week's show.
Well, look, it may have been coming out, but you know what these release dates are like at the moment. They keep pushing things at the last minute. But anyway, that one's out. I won't hang around for too long, because it's already been discussed last week.
I'm looking forward to seeing it. That was
same. I'm absolutely. It's funnily enough, it did go to streaming first because it's been on Binge or Prime, one of them, and I've seen it come up a few times. I put it in my queue, and I was like, I've just got to be in the right frame of mind for this particular film, because Paul Schrader films are generally always heavy, unless they're cat people, then they're just coked up hot messes.
But Exorcist.
You shot my box.
Oh, yeah, no, which I liked, but I actually preferred Rennie Harlan's Exorcist, the beginning, over it. But I enjoyed both of those movies. But remember, I said that I waited like about 19 years after they came out to sit down, and I did them back to back, and I was like, both not so bad.
Now you know what it's like to be me and have unpopular opinions about bad films.
Yeah, it's true. Yeah, absolutely. But the worst part about it was when I finally watched them 19 years later, no one could remember what they were like except that they weren't good. Yeah. And I was like, but guess what? I did it before Exorcist Believer, but God, yeah, I didn't even finish Exorcist Believer, but that's a whole other story. Another title coming out from Mad Men, and this is another title that's somewhat of a delayed release. It did land on streaming. I think it was on Binge a few months ago. Emily the Criminal with Aubrey Plaza. I really dug this film. Like, it's a really, really clever film with her sort of brand of cheeky, subtle humor, but it's a pretty cool film. So it's good that it's getting a Blu-ray and DVD locally as well. I just thought, it's gone to digital, we're not going to see a physical release of it locally, but indeed we are this week. Then moving on to Viavision. And Viavision, this is not an imprint title. This is separate to that. They've got now I've just realized they're releasing Emily the Criminal. That wasn't Mad Men. Mad Men's got The Master Gardener, like I said, and they've also got The Great Escaper with Michael Caine,
This
which
is all
I
last
didn't
week's stuff.
see.
This is all last week's stuff.
Well, yeah, they're coming out this week now. So yeah,
on my list is last. Okay,
all coming out June 11th now. I know things get shuffled around, like Via Vision, Emily the Criminal, but they've also got imprint title, the sole
I was going to say
imprint title
because they all come out through all of these indie ones. They're all coming out through
Madman. So must
if
have been
Madman shift a date. It's like 3 distributors' dates change, or 5 distributors' dates change.
Everything changes. Yeah. So that last one that I will mention is imprint release through Via Vision, and that one's The Man Who Haunted Himself with Roger Moore.
Yeah.
And it's a cool film. I stupidly picked up the Kino Lorber Blu-ray probably about a year ago. Though I'm gonna double dip.
Yeah,
I'm going to pick this up because it's a cool film and it's got a ton of special feature content. It's got the archival stuff that was on the Kino release, plus a whole bunch of new content. There's video essays, film historian commentaries. It's fully loaded, right down to the fact that there's even a replica press booklet inside the release, which I think might be one of the first times Imprint's actually done that in just a standard slipcase release. They've done it in those boxes, but they haven't done it in one of these. So hopefully it's a sign of things to come because, yeah, that's a hell of a lot more, than art cards or anything of that nature. It's something tangible that I can read while I'm on the toilet.
Well, Rod will be very happy because you've given it way more info than I did.
Oh, there you go. There you go. Did you announce that one last week as well, did you?
Nearly everything except for Dune.
There you go. There you go. But look, we've got some big releases coming up in the next couple of weeks. So it'll be a little bit more exciting and hopefully they're fresh and they weren't mentioned in the last segment. Oh, my mind's a set. I watched it and I completely forgot. It's not even like I looked and went, hey, well, he's already covered these ones. I was like, oh no, I'm going to do it anyway.
It was not memorable.
There you go. There you go. Well, at least we've got June 2 this week, gentlemen. So until next time,
stay physical.